Hi everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. We get a big surprise for Palantir in regards to its stock, as well as a new interview out that a lot of people haven't seen. So first, short interest has plunged much further, another almost 15%. The percent of the current float short now is now only 4.41%, with around 83 million shares sold short. So with less and less shares being held in an open short position, looking backwards at least, considering this is from March 15, it can explain some of the maintenance of the price action that Palantir has been experiencing over the past month of March. Looking at the 1 month price action briefly, Palantir has been floating between the $24, $25 range, going a little bit higher sometimes or lower, and with today's closing in the high 24s after flying into the 25s throughout the day. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about the short interest today isn't about the price prediction aspect of it, but I think the magnitude of a 14% decrease is notable for some to just be aware of. It can show a possible underlying narrative around Palantir not only as a business, but also as a stock that the pessimism seems to be dissipating, at least for the short term and the expectations around the price. And this is more of a byproduct too, showing more optimism around a stock and not a driver necessarily, but still an interesting stat to track on the stock. But do remember, this is a delayed metric that I always warn, and we wouldn't know if this flipped even during the time the new data is out because of that half-month gap until the next reading. Now, in other news too, we also get a brief new interview here, and it's very under the radar. Down in Huntsville, the 2024 AUSA event, Palantir is participating at the expo, showing off high-tech defense technology, and this also shows from hardware companies too, but also Palantir being interviewed by this news station, WHNT News 19. A quick side note too, this video has gotten their channel almost 3,000 views, where their typical video barely gets only 50, so the interest in Palantir is there no matter who is posting. But in the video itself, Sean Monasco, a former Undersecretary of the Air Force who now works for Palantir, spoke with the news interviewer, and they briefly talked about Palantir, how they got their name from the Lord of the Rings, and go over how important software is to the fighting in wars today. So we don't hear anything groundbreaking or new in my opinion, but still cool to see Palantir from all over, from big to small news outlets, and having the chance to share the work that they do. Sean was able to share that Palantir has helped Ukraine and the underlying technology, allowing them to tie data with all their intelligence to operational forces, and that's just to get the full picture of the battlefield to get an advantage. And this expo will help get more exposure with Army officials and show off the technology that Palantir had. So it's a really brief interview, but cool to see. But what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.